Welcome back to Timberborn and my Diorama challenge. So we're here on the Diorama map, and last time, let's get these beavers moving a little bit. Last time, we were building up our industrial capacity, trying to make it so that we can, well, we're also setting some really ambitious goals here for capturing this water, so that in our next drought, we're not necessarily going to be dependent on just the water we can collect in this river basin here. So that was good and all, but we set ourselves a new goal, which was to try to get this number much higher. We want to get this up above 30. And to do that, there's several ways that you can do that. And you click on here and you can see food variety is a huge part of it. Because look, you can see you can actually get +2 just from adding grilled potatoes. I don't remember what the value of bread, chestnuts, cattail crackers, etc. are, but that's pretty cool. But adding to their social life, their aesthetics, their sense of awe, all of those things are going to also add a ton of benefits. So we've already built a shrine for them, and I think we have done a little bit of decoration, though. I don't know if we've added a bell, but I'm not seeing the bell listed here. So it could be, aesthetics. They want beaver statues, roofs, and shrubs. They don't necessarily benefit from the bell. So, okay, so we've got our work cut out for ourselves. So the first thing I want to do, because we've already gotten started with it, we've already started collecting a bunch of wheat, and we started collecting a bunch of chestnuts, but we're not making them edible. Right now, they're just a bunch of stuff that's just sitting around, but it can't actually be eaten yet. So let's get started with turning our wheat into bread. So to turn our wheat into bread, we need first a mill, which requires power. So I'm going to get rid of that thing, which was actually kind of useless anyway. I'm going to get rid of that and get the beavers to pick up the stuff that's left behind. Let's let the beavers move a little faster. Hey, come pick up this debris. We're going to use it. We're going to repurpose all of it. There we go. All right. And then we're going to install in the food section a grist mill. So we already kind of planned ahead and set that spot up. So that is going to transform our wheat into flour. Now, I'm not actually certain that I've built a place to keep flour. Unfortunately, so I've been playing a different game of this. I've been building a different village, the one in the map called Beaverome. And because of that, I remember where everything is in that map. I've forgotten where everything is in this map. So let's look at the storage overlay and see if I'm already storing flour someplace. I've got 2 places where I'm storing wheat, but I don't see flour anywhere. So I think I have not actually prepared a place for flour. So we should do that. So the question is just where. So we're going to be bringing wheat here from wherever it's stored over here, turning it into flour, and we need to store the flour someplace. Now, I don't think we necessarily need a lot of flour storage, because, we're going to be turning it into bread almost immediately. So as long as that sort of pipeline is running efficiently, we should be okay. So then the question is just, actually, we should ask ourselves, where are we going to stick the bakery? So let's have a look at the bakery. The bakery needs to be unlocked. We've got enough science for it, though. Okay, so the bakery is 3 by 2, and it's got a little, its entrance is there. So we could set the bakery up here if we want to. We could even stack it maybe even on top of some storage. Because, yeah, okay, so we could put some platforms here. And then some additional storage right here. And a path to get to them. And we can use this storage for flour. So that's flour right there. And now we've got our little road. Now, I think that it's actually going to be a little bit of, because even though this is physically close to where I'm planning on putting my bakery, I think it's actually a really convoluted route to go from there all the way around to the entrance that I'm imagining right now. So I'm not sure if this is actually a great idea. Actually, okay, so we don't necessarily need to make the only connection here, though. We could put a second story on this. yeah, we can put a second story on that. And put a path on it. And basically do that. And then, once the bakery is up and running, it's going to be producing bread. And we're going to want to have more bread storage. So I was about to say we can put a bunch of little, tiny storage places for bread. But in an ideal world, I'd like to be able to store a lot of bread. So the question is, where does that go? By the way, how is the audio level right now? Because I'm hearing sort of louder machine sounds here than I usually do. I hope that you can hear me over them. All right, so let's plop down the bakery where we're going to want the bakery. The bakery is going to go there, and I guess we can't. Nothing's stopping us from putting some bread storage here and here. Let's make that storage for bread and make that storage for bread. And that's okay. That could be worse. We can also make a little connection here. And actually, yeah, you know, if you put enough small storages down, it's kind of like putting a large storage down. So let's store all of our bread just right here around the bakery. There we go. That's nice, right? Okay, so we'll let them build that. But, so that's one source of food where if, you know, once they've taken their time and actually... Do we have enough stuff? Let's see here. So we got 74 planks and 80 gears. So yeah, we've got enough stuff to build this. We just need the beavers to get on it. Oh, wait, no. I know why they're not building this stuff yet. Because beavers build things in order. Oh, wait, nope, that's not true. For a second, I was worried that they were just spending all their time on this. But no, I think the problem is actually... But I've already downgraded the priority of this. So no, they're not doing that. What happened is I just have them moving very slowly while I'm planning. So now that they're moving quickly, they'll start building this stuff a lot faster. So that's going to give us bread. But we're also going to want the other thing that is not bread. Chestnuts. We're going to want chestnuts. Oh, let's plant some maple trees. Wait, do I actually want maple trees right there? I don't think I actually do. Let's cancel that. Let's actually connect this whole path instead. That feels valuable. Okay. So we should, while they're working slowly on that in the background, let's think about where we want to grill our chestnuts. So, okay, so we're collecting chestnuts here. And we've got 110 of them stored up someplace. Where are we storing our chestnuts right now? Oh, work is done for the day. They ring that bell. I love that this place is just like the colony in Andor, where they like ring a big loud bell at the end of the workday every day, and it's just a part of the culture around here. So yeah, so where are we keeping our chestnuts? I wish there was a way to just... Okay, we got some chestnuts here. In these little spots. Are there... Oh, and there's more chestnuts here. Are we just storing chestnuts in a bunch of random little places? It looks like we are. We're storing them in a bunch of random places. Ooh, we need to tell this place what it's making. It is making wheat flour. Okay, so now it's going to start churning through our wheat and making it into flour. But yeah, it looks like we just got a bunch of random little assortments of places for chestnuts. So... let's okay, so that means we can kind of stick this thing anywhere there, as long as we stick our little chestnut grill somewhere around here. I think we're probably fine. So the question is, where do we want to stick it? I kind of want to stick it a little bit, I don't know, just each little bit of floor, like, because you can't stack on top of a grill, I always want to put it on top of something else. I want to be really efficient with the space. The same way that I put the bakery on top of something, I want to put the grill on top of something. Of course, putting it on top of something can be costly in terms of, like, of space, because you end up having to build pathways to get to it. But... So which side? The entrance is on the left side when you're facing outwards. So... One thing I could do... So we've got these two little science places, right? We've got actually plenty of science right now. this science thing, it's kind of taking up some unnecessary space. So why don't we delete this science thing? And then we'll figure out what we want to put there underneath. But I kind of want to use that area for a grill. Let's build another little science house up here though. I don't want to you know, reduce our commitment to science. We believe in science here. In whatever this place is called, in Beverly Hills. So Radithcord says, that really grills my chestnuts. Sounds like something you'd say when you're upset. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. Okay, so there aren't a lot of things that are. You know what I really want to do? I want to move these guys as well. So this is my medical tent. You know what? There's a little spot up here that I can't really do a lot else with. So I'm going to put a medical tent and a teeth grinder up here instead of down there. And then I will delete these two. And if I delete these two, that means that I've got space down here to put chestnut storage. You can see there's a path running alongside it, so that means that I can get to the entrance. So let's put our grilled chestnut storage right there. And then I want this to be the same height as the other grill. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So that means I need to stack it a little deeper even. And so maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll put a bread storage here. Put bread storage there. And now we actually don't necessarily need all of these extra bread storages that I did. In fact, maybe I should make some of these into storage for something else. Like flour. Well, I'll leave them bread for now, whatever. But the most important thing is to get that grill going. So this grill is going to be a chestnut grill. And I think we're good. Okay, so let's speed up time again and get these beavers working. So this thing right here, it's starting to turn my my wheat into flour. You can sort of see the wheat ticking down and the flour ticking up. It's working kind of slowly, so I'm not dead certain we're not going to need another one. Is it working at full capacity, though? Almost. These water wheels are almost getting it up to full capacity. Now, these ones, it seems like there's sort of like a faster channel in the river on the right side. It's not nearly as fast over here. And one thing that somebody suggested in a YouTube comment, and I think it's a little late for me to do this, but in a YouTube comment, someone was suggesting that actually if you deliberately narrow the channel of a river, that you risk overflowing the river, which is why I've been avoiding doing that. But if you narrow it, it'll also run faster. And so you can actually get water wheels moving faster by deliberately constraining your channel. Now, I have not done this, and probably won't, but I think it might not be crazy for me to put additional water wheels, because these water wheels have a variable speed. Like, it looks like these things are operating, productivity 77%, 74%, 32%. They're not really getting enough, and so it feels like I could just install more water wheels here. Now, to do that, I would actually need to, because they have this little axle that sticks out, I think that I would need to install them on this tile and on... Oh, wait, actually, I couldn't put one on this side because there's only 4 tiles of space here, unless I found a workaround for that, which it's not looking like that would be easy to do. It's not impossible, but it's not ideal. Just thinking. Now, if I move this somewhere else and got it out of the way, I might be able to make that work. Whenever I start thinking about something like this, like I get this weird, like, obsessive vibe where I'm just like, oh man, once I've thought of a problem, even if it's not even a very desirable problem to solve, I now have to work out a solution for it. And I think I've actually got a solution for this. I think I can put 2 water wheels here. So the way I'm going to do it is to build like that. And yeah, so to build something there that looks like... Oh, actually, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it at night, because at night I won't be... If I can delete paths and things like that, and I won't be like messing up beavers, stranding beavers. Because I think I need to actually destroy this staircase in order to get this to work, because I need to make it go like this. I need to put a path through it like that. And so I could only do it by putting 2 platforms stacked on top of each other instead of a single tall platform. So if I do that, then somebody will be able to get to my forester right here. And I think the forester still covers about the same ground, right? Close, anyway. What is... Oh, my chestnut trees are drying out and dying. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's a problem I'm going to have to solve. Oh, that makes sense, though, because... Oh... So somebody suggested... This is another YouTube comment somebody made. Somebody suggested that I should dam up the end of my river, because when it dries up during a drought, which we're actually about to suffer, it's going to kill my forests down here. And so I'm not going to be able to get as many chestnuts. That's a very good point. Unfortunately, because land is so precious, I've been deliberately avoiding making any paths along here. But if I just rip up these trees right here, then I should... Oh, by the way, I should actually prioritize fixing this. But I should also prioritize getting rid of these trees, because it's quick and easy, doesn't cost anything. And yeah, if I sacrifice these trees, I can put a path along here and then do a path along here to block off the water. And then we'll hold on to this water. We won't pump it out or anything. All we'll do is hold on to it so that it can keep watering these trees during droughts. So I've gone far afield. I'm like 3 steps away now from what I've been trying to accomplish. But that's fine. All right, so let's put the dam close to the end, like that. And then put a path on it, and then I'll extend the path through these trees later. But then that'll keep all of these trees alive, which ultimately we're making a profit on trees. Okay, so now that I've moved that allows me to... Actually, okay, we're going to actually need to get the beavers moving again so that they can actually get rid of this stuff. So I'm going to speed up time again. And now the beavers are going to put all of their energy into repairing this. You can see, yeah, they're building it up. Come on, finish the stairs. Oh, but they've cleared that out. That's good. So the problem I'm trying to solve is the fact that if I get rid of these, because I need to keep this here in order for people to get to the grist mill. So if I want to get rid of these so that I can fit a 5-tile water wheel in here, that cuts off the connection between this end of the path and that end of the path. And I don't want that cut off. And so I needed to create a new path that goes in front of the dam. So that is going to look like... Oh, huh. Interesting. So because I've already got these platforms down here, I'm thinking I should probably try to use this area for storage. Just because I can. And so that means... Let's just put a weird little cave in here with a couple of storages for chestnuts. Let's just keep chestnuts in here because why not? There we go. And once we've done that, we can build a path across here and connect it up. So once we've got that done, and now this is actually good timing because let's build our path. There we go. Now we've got this lumberjack here, which doesn't have a lot to do, but we can mark the dead trees like that, and then let's unmark the ones that we intend to keep alive, and also just all of this nonsense. Cancel all of that. Let's plant chestnut trees there, and let's plan to plant chestnut trees here too, but these trees will always be doomed until we actually start holding on to water over here. So, okay. So this is starting to get going. Let's prioritize. It always bothers me when they leave debris lying around. So let's just pick up the debris, you dummies. It's just lying around. It's free stuff. Come on, just get it. But once they have completed this connection here, I'll feel free to break up that connection. And actually, I can also start doing this to bridge that connection. I think that'll work. So let's have a look over here. Oh, the bakery doesn't know what it's making yet, which is fine. We haven't built up very much flour yet. So basically, it takes 1 unit of flour and makes 5 units of bread. Meanwhile, the grist mill takes 1 unit of wheat, makes 1 unit of flour. So basically, this is why bread is such a valuable foodstuff, because, just like, it takes 4 days to grow carrots, and it takes 10 days to grow wheat. And so, and this makes, so 4 days makes 3 carrots here. 10 days makes 3 wheat. So it takes longer. It takes 2.5 times as long. But once you process it, it makes 5 times the food. So net, in the same amount of time, you can make twice the food with wheat that you can make with carrots. I'm not sure what the rule is with potatoes. Let's see. So 6 days for 1 potato as opposed to 4 days for 3 carrots. So 6 days for 1 potato doesn't sound very much. But when you grill potatoes, 1 potato becomes 4. So becomes 4 grilled potato snacks or whatever. It's like you're cutting up the potatoes. So 6 days becomes one of these. So 6 days becomes 4 potatoes to eat, whereas 4 days becomes 3 carrots to eat. So do some math. 4 to 3 is worse than 6 to 4. So what is that? It's like 2/3 of a food per day, whereas this is 3/4 of a food per day, actually. The potatoes might actually be less efficient. I had assumed they'd be more efficient, but am I doing that math wrong in my head? If 6 days of growth plus processing leads to 4 grilled potatoes, that's 2/3 of a potato per day of growth. Whereas if 4 days of carrots leads to 3 carrots, that's 3/4. Plus it doesn't have a processing step. That's 3/4 of a food per growing day. So actually the carrots are more efficient at feeding guys than the potatoes. The potatoes are mostly valuable for the fact that they make them happier. So the grilled potatoes, you can make them happier than the carrots do. Bread and grilled chestnuts also give them 2 each. And it looks like now that we've got this going, all of my guys are getting a huge boon to their happiness. Check it out. We went from 8 to 13 pretty quickly. So that's effective. And okay, it looks like my chestnut trees are starting to grow up. That's cool too. Can this guy reach all the way down here? I guess he can. Have I not marked? I did mark these trees for chopping. So Not sure what's going on there. Okay, he's just taking his time. That's fine. All right. So, how long have we been streaming this? I actually didn't check the time when we got started with this game, so I don't want to... Yeah. Oh, crap. So you see, check this out. This channel dried up, which means... What does that mean? Has anything else dried up? Because normally the water is higher, but we've sucked it all out. And so this would normally be the time when I would release more water from my giant cistern, which I have not yet completely built yet, though we are making progress. But it looks like I actually am not seeing a big difference to my crops. I think my crops are still well watered by the narrower channel that we've got. So maybe, like, okay, it looks like these guys might be drying up just slightly. But not enough to kill them. So we're kind of all right. We can kind of keep pumping the water out. And it looks like the drought's only a day and a half from being over. So we might be good, actually. And in fact, our food supplies have just, potentially increased by so much. I'm kind of inclined to turn on our breeding pod. So this breeding pod's in a weird place. You know what? I don't want that breeding pod. Let's at least turn on one more breeding pod, because we only have 4 babies right now. And I don't know how often people are dying of old age. But, yeah, let's have a look at our population. Our population is 34 adults, 4 babies, so 38. Let's check in a little bit later to make sure it's not going down. Okay, so Peroxicus says that the last stream that I did, my one with Milo playing the baby in yellow, was at about 45 to 50 minutes. So we've only been doing this for like 25, 30 minutes. Okay, so we should go a little bit longer. Though actually, one thing I'd really like to see is this cistern finishing up. But that might take a little bit longer. So I guess the next thing maybe we should focus on is... decorations. So we focused on getting the food variety up, which makes a big difference. And we'll have to keep tracking our food up here, by the way. Notice we're running out of bread every single day. And so I'm not sure we're growing enough wheat to keep up with our needs. Let's see. So, well, no, we're filling up our wheat. And actually, we're leaving a little bit of wheat unharvested. No, not very much. But so we got lots of wheat. But we're out of flour. Oh, of course, we're out of flour because the grist mill doesn't run. So this is... Okay, so basically, because we're dependent on water wheels for this, our industry does not run when the water is not flowing. So that's the problem. That is a problem we're going to have to solve in the future, is can we set it up so that our industry actually does run when the water is gone? Which would mean switching over from water wheels to engines. Okay, so this is not the most efficient path. It's got that weird corner there. But it does give us the space now to build 2 additional water wheels. So at least when the water is flowing. Okay, yeah, so let's look at this. Okay, so yeah, it needs to have a spot to be rooted in. So, okay, so this is... Okay, yeah, so we do have an interesting problem here to solve here before we're done with what we set out to do today. So yeah, I will work on decorations later, but I realize we need to finish this whole water wheel deal first. So, let's do that. Now, this staircase is not going to work very well under this scenario. So I'm going to get rid of the staircase. So now, okay, so now no one can get to the grist mill. So we need to fix this pretty fast. Let's actually pause. So what I want to do is, let's first build, and I'm assuming this is going to work. And if this doesn't work, then I'll have to try something else. But, what? Oh crap, it needs deeper water. It needs deeper water in order to work. All right. It needs deeper water, so we can't build water wheels here yet until we can build explosives. And I don't think that's a thing we've done yet. We don't even have a paper mill yet. So we're definitely going to need to build up our industrial capacity. I'll just put everything back the way it was. Sorry, beavers. We're going to need to build up our industrial capacity so that we can make explosions and dig out these holes here so that we can put water wheels in them. I still think this will be kind of fun to have this massive water wheel assembly here, but we've just learned we can't do it yet. So, what that means is, maybe, since that's not going to work out... Ryan of Court, by the way, suggests that a good tagline for this game might be, leave it to the beavers. Oh, and hey, La Coalition has arrived. Good to see you, Coalition. So now I got to decide, what is my next goal? So, do I want to start building up that industrial capacity? Now, like, can I, for instance, build an engine right now? I can unlock an engine, and it requires metal, but I am just now hitting the point where I have got 20 metal. So my metal is going slow. Okay, looks at the drought has ended. The water is moving again, and we have just gotten up to 20 metal. So I think let's take a break from our water wheel fantasies, and instead, let's focus in the next episode on building some engines, because having an industry driven by engines is one of the qualifications for success at this challenge. We need to have an economy driven by engines, and we need to have at least 30 beaver satisfaction. And if we get up to 30 easily, I might even raise it to 40. We'll have to see. 40 is ambitious. We'll see what we can do. But for right now, though, I mean, we've got this here. We're going to be planting. Are we going to be planting? Hey, you. Are you going to be planting some trees? Oh, there's no available workers. Oh, we have fallen way behind. Yes, we've got less beavers than we had before. So, okay, we've got multiple problems to solve next time. One of the problems is that we want to start building engines. The other problem is our population is dropping, and we need to gestate way more beavers. So we're definitely going to do that. And let me, what would be a good thumbnail for this episode? Because I think, okay, we have been focused on bread and chestnuts, so I'm thinking that a nice little shot that shows a bunch of chestnut trees and the water wheels in the background, that might be a good one. I don't know. I had a bunch of trees before in a previous one. Maybe just showing a bunch of chestnuts and wheat might be a good thumbnail. So, hey, future Jeffrey, why don't you screenshot this and turn it into the thumbnail for this video? And then we will wrap this up. So, okay, so I'm going to make another video right now. So if you're watching me live on Twitch, this isn't the end, but I am going to put up a subscribe button for future YouTube people and links to other videos, including the next one where we're going to try to build some engines.